It's about to go down. Get up in here. I know it's Saturday, but this is about to be one of them ones. It's about to be one of them messages. No negativity. Because I, excuse me, I really love how God can have me do these. This is a singer and rapper message for celebrities, so on and so forth. It's an SNR message. I really like how God can give me different perspectives on these celebrities. I really appreciate it because, this is not per se a gossip blog, I'm only relaying the messages that God wants me to know. At first, when I realized I could speak for a lot of celebrities on different topics of what they were going through in their own lives from different perspectives, I didn't really understand it. I knew in the gift of like channeling and stuff like that. Somebody don't like, or people could feel as though I'm being nosy. Henceforth, me saying this is not a gossip blog, but just me relaying messages because only God knows what certain people pray about. Only God knows what certain people go through, and yes, sometimes with good reason. Um, I might narrate things, and it's the truth. And I'll narrate certain things because you also don't know the lengths people will go to hide certain information. And especially with these celebrities, you got things like NDAs and court and all types of stuff going on with them. They're not really, a lot of people not really able to speak on certain things. And then you got people who have been, passed away or have been unalive that don't want, that might not be as, what's the word, righteous, I'll say. And people are still parading around like they're cool or they their legacy is still intact, and in fact some people's legacies are not. God forbid on my life. Now, as somebody who watched Beyonce, maybe not from Star Search, but like watched Beyonce since Destiny Child, seeing her do try to pursue acting, literally has seen the progression of her dance skills. You know, I always felt as though when I did these messages, at first when I started getting messages in regards to Beyonce, I was like, I don't want to say nothing bad, because it's like this is somebody I used to look up to. You know what I'm saying? And then I like at first I was, and then I took it as, oh my gosh, she might just be as bad as what people are saying. Now, I ain't saying she perfect. I know she a Virgo. Y'all be thinking Virgos are perfect, and she's a person. She's a human being, just like anybody else. There's nobody. I'm not saying everybody has done what Beyonce has been doing behind the scenes or in her own life, but we're all human. Sometimes people make mistakes. Sometimes people do bad shit. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I didn't under. What I'm trying to say is I didn't understand why God wanted me to narrate different perspectives of what's going on to either make Beyonce look bad or say certain truths that maybe she didn't even want people to know per se. I can't really speak to that, but I also speak about other people and what they got going on. But today is an interesting message because Beyonce, excuse me, Brian in the comment section, hey, what's that say? I don't fuck with Christopher Columbus. Now, I ain't even gonna hold you. Ever since I had a dream, I said, I don't. Then some man in the dream voice was like, "Stop fucking with Christopher Columbus." I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really looking forward to Thanksgiving this year. Like, not like I'm like the food. I'm good on that, but like as in celebrating Thanksgiving, I ain't really. I don't even feel like we should be celebrating Thanksgiving. I just found out that Canada got their own Thanksgiving, and it's not on the same day as Thanksgiving in the United States of America. And I'm like, that's kind of weird to me. I don't know what they're Thanksgiving about. I didn't do the research, but once I seen that, I'm like, I didn't like what? What does the Americas have to do with Canada unless Canada at some point was a part of the Americas? But anywho's. So it was to yesterday actually that I started to. Well, I'll say to no negativity. Today I understood why I've been given these readings, trying to do these readings in regards to Beyonce, because it's so many different parts and pieces. There's people who have been wronged by Beyonce, and there's people who have wronged Beyonce also. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I feel as though, in order to tell Beyonce, this sounds so weird to say, but in order to tell Beyonce's story, you got to hear all different sides and perspectives, and now I understand today. I was gonna do a mess. I had originally planned to do this message, and then this morning the narrative kind of shifted. All right, I now understand certain things, so we're gonna talk about a few things. Hopefully, let me see something. Oh, thank goodness. So we're gonna do some song channeling. Before I say anything, God let me know. I haven't looked up what excuse me. I haven't looked up what Beyonce name means because it's a very unique kind of name. It's a very uncommon kind of name. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking about Beyonce's name the other day, and I'm just like, she had such a beautiful name. I was like, shout out to her parents because when they named her first, middle, and last name, it's very elegant. Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Giselle, even though I don't know if it's the same name, but it's very close to the I think it's a supermodel. So I was like, that is so interesting. I'm like, I'm like, I feel like when they chose her name, they did it correctly. But I'm not even gonna hold you, whether she knows it or not. They prepped her for who she is today. They wanted a superstar child. All right, you can tell. Like, I'm not saying Beyonce didn't have a choice, but them, and then in regards of genetics and their different types of divinations they get into, they was prepping her for this shit out the womb, like in the womb, out the womb. They was like, they basically was like, you ain't got no choice. You won't be the superstar. And I'm sure at some point in time in her life she would gladly went to her destiny, and it was in accordance with that because let Beyonce be a example of when two people come together, they procreate intentionally. All right, these people came together. They like, mind you, Beyonce's father was her manager for many many years. Her mother became her stylist, was doing her hair, all types of stuff. These people came together and they said, "Listen, we're gonna have the superstar child. You gonna the father gonna manage. The mother she gonna help with everything in regards to her appearance." They was like, we all gonna make money. They knew this wholeheartedly. And while to certain society norms, that could be kind of like that can be kind of, but like honestly, y'all did good. Y'all did what you had to do for the most part. So before I feel like it was something else I was supposed to say, but anyways, before I get into the overall message, this morning, 3 songs came on playlist, mind you, on shuffle. 3 Beyonce songs, and within these 3 songs, 3 in regards to Gemini communication connections, I then got to get a glimpse of Beyonce's personality for real. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Beyonce got some sort of like dark. You can before I even start this message, I got like a channel message. I don't know from her or whomever. It was like they would like turn off the lights. I'm like, and it's so funny because the other song I had channeled from the Arisha message was a Sweet Dreams song. It's like turn the lights on, but in this message like turn the lights off. Like I'm like all right, but no negativity. You know what I'm saying? God forbid. Um, damn, Excuse me. Like I said, I curated a message already, but apparently there's more to the scenario. So let's start with the Beyonce song "Dance for You." All right, now while I might not know what I know, she's a married woman, but while I might not know what her sexual preference is, because people keep alluding to she might be gay or of the LGBT community, she might not. She might. She might. You know, she might go that way, but she might not be of the LGBT community. All right. Somebody did something to her. God wants y'all to know. Somebody did something to her. Like somebody did something behind her back or something like that. Oh, yeah, I know what she did. All right. So I'm not. I'm gonna say that Beyonce is heterosexual. All right. Y'all forgetting that she's in the music industry for a very long time. Previously, a lot of requirements was to be some way involved with the LGBT community before it has been officially a community that could be protected. Y'all forgetting that she used had aspiring acting career, and even if she is heterosexual, having people of the LGBT community incorporated in her vision in regards to her performance and lightness just tell you overall in regards of how God views us as human beings. So first song, Beyonce "Dance for You." With the this is now the songs I heard. They was in. I heard three songs. It was on shuffle playlist. Beyonce came on three times. So so this is not in the order that the songs were played. I'm actually reading it to you in the opposite order because that's how this is how I know it's going to correlate with the message. So in Beyonce "Dance for You," I'm going to read it to you real quick, some lyrics, and then I'm going to explain. I just want to show you how much I appreciate you. Yes. Want to show you how much I'm dedicated to you. Yes. Want to show you how much I will forever be true. Yes. Want to show you how much you got your girl feeling good. Oh yes. Want to show you how much you understood. Oh yes. Want to show you how much I value what you say. Not only are you loyal, you're patient with me. I'm feeling like ooh, I'm feeling like this cool energy, and that's like symbolic of the angelic realm. All right. Not only are you loyal, not only are you loyal, you're patient with me, babe. Oh yes. Want to show you how much I really care about your heart. Want to show you how much I hate being apart. Oh yes. Show you, show you, show you, show you, like show you. And you know she's very, in regards to her music videos, she's very adamant on visuals. All right. Show you, show you, show you till you're through with me. Want to keep it how it is so you can never say how it used to be. Let me also mention real quick that in the music video for this song, it was in black and white. Now, if you know anything in regards to alchemy, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you something real quick. When people do these black and white pictures, whether they know it or not, it's a form of voodoo. All right, it's kind of like freeze, or not like actual freeze, but it's like pay attention or get rid of something. All right, because black is what in regards to spiritual symbolism, protection or death. Now, mind you, like I said, in the video, she's dancing for a man. That's the whole premise of the video. I feel as though with the narration, what I'm saying right now, mind you, I don't know if Beyonce like women or not, but that overall should tell you that she is very much heterosexual. Because I don't think at Beyonce's that, like, let's be honest, in the in this USA country where they're very more accepting, especially in the music industry, of LGBT agendas before they were even protected. Wouldn't have Beyonce gained more if she would have told people she was gay, married or not. Even she said she liked girls or whatever the case may be. She would have, like, when she had gained more popularity. She is already popular. So the fact that she ain't never come out and say that she liked women, and that's this song specifically, she was dancing to a man. I believe that Beyonce is heterosexual. Loving you is really, that's all that's on my mind, and I can't help it but to think about it day and night. I want to make that body rock, sit back and watch. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. First of all, let me read it how the lyrics is, because this is kind of funny. Because it's like oh, 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 but really, is tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Uh oh. Uh oh. What kind of divination did she use? African spirituality. Uh. Tonight I'm gonna put my body on your body. Now, God forbid my life. I'm gonna tell you what it means though. Boy, I like it when you watch me. All right. So let me tell you what this lyric right here means. These two lyrics right here. Tonight I'm gonna put my body on your body. So I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on, one moment. This whole song from Beyonce, "Dance for You," she's not talking about no man. And God let me know that with a lot of songs, when she's talking in this type of way, and it sounds like she talks to a man, or she's talking about a man, or she's talking about a woman in a sexual connotation. She's talking about her reaches that she prayed to. All right. Tonight I'm gonna put my body on your body. She's talking about like I don't want to use that word, God forbid. And I did a tarot line message, and somebody commented in the comment section, was having a whole conversation. You can listen to that if you want to. But the guy was saying, I think his name was Somali. He was saying, explaining to me something, and I have a new perspective. He was telling me something about basically astral projection. He taught me how to do astral projection, but I don't go look into astral project or lucid dream or anything like that. Honestly, it just be happening. Um, so I never really knew what it was until I experienced it myself, and then I seen other people explain it, kind of. But in this narration, I'm going to put my body on your body, in the correlation with her divination in regards to the Orishas. That's what. All right. So back to what the guy was saying in the comment section in my previous video in regards to Tarot Land. He was telling me to. He said when meditate in quiet, meditate quietly for about 30 minutes. 30, 30, 3, Gemini. Communication, connection. 0, God. He said, be quiet basically and meditate in quietness for 30 minutes. He was like, I have a lot of stuff to learn and something like that. And I didn't know what he meant by that, but I was like, all right, let me hear you out. And then that same, before I went to bed that day previously, God told me he's trying to teach you how to astral project. Because I knew people were astral projecting to me. And I'm like, how the fuck? Not how the is you doing it, but like, why? Like, basically, why? Especially if I don't know you or anything like that. It's like, why and how? And, I was, to me, I didn't know if, mastering the skill within 30 minutes, you can project it anywhere, whoever you want in real life time. So it started making sense because the actual person I was doing the reading for was doing that shit for almost 5 years. Don't live where I live at. Don't like me. I'm just like, now why would you want to project to someone that don't like you, that you don't like? Excuse me. Anywho's, neither here nor there. So that part of the song when she said, "Put my body on your body," this is like when she's in that euphoric state of meditation, and doing divination work with her Orishas, and she's allowing them to use her as a vessel. All right. Now, boy, I like it when you watch me. Now that line right there is in regards to celebrities. Let's say because she's a female, right? Because she could have said man. Boy is using this reference like just like how I said as a young lady, in my adolescence, I've watched Beyonce progress. You know what I'm saying? To who she is today. That's just like how she's saying it like the boys, the teen guys who are looking for a role model that when celebrity crushes, what that stigma is supposed to look like. She's saying that is her. So she hopes that the younger generation, when they're looking for a significant type of woman, they look for a woman like her. All right. Tonight is going down. Remember, for like the few couple of messages I've done, I said it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I'm like, why am I hearing this? I'll be rocking on my babe, rocking on my babe. So I'll be rocking on my babe, rocking on my babe, swirling on my babe, swirling on my babe. That is her in that euphoric meditative state and worship with her Orishas. I'm not gonna read everything else because that's basically the gist of the whole song. Let's go to the next one because I don't want to be doing this message for too long. Now this second song is where I really got to see her personality shine. But all right. So I don't. God, I keep saying but. God forbid on my life. I had to delete this song off my playlist. Mood Forever by Beyonce. All right, so this is the one where she had. Oh, she is funny as fuck. She is funny as fuck because in the depiction of the look. Oh my gosh, you don't even gotta say anything. I guess this is the dream I had. It didn't make any sense. I seen the previous Virgo friend of mine, and she had went to a piece. All right, so Beyonce through this song let me know what Jay-Z did to her, and I don't really appreciate it because the way she showed me how Jay-Z did her bad is she tried to like. It's like she ain't come to me in the dream state and show me what happened. This bitch tried to send it to me, and I can say what the fuck I gotta say. I'm not. I'm sorry, no, because I'm like, who keep spiritually attacking? Like, who previously kept trying to spiritually attack me in regards to my health? God forbid. So I'm not gonna go into what happened. Like this was literally the other day, and I had to do what I had to do. All right. So let me talk about this depiction of the what I'm seeing for the Move Forever. Move Forever is that depiction she had of that I think it was I don't know if that project she had that she was like doing that Mama Africa thing. And in the depiction of the video, like as soon as you type it up, you look it up on Google. Jay-Z looking real stiff. Like on some you don't even gotta say anything. Beyonce got a cheetah print outfit on with some dark shades. I ain't gonna say anything else. All right, so it's a whole bunch of shit right here. I'm waiting. Let me see. What part of the song was it? Peep game. I'm gonna just read it. I'm gonna just read it to y'all, and I'm gonna tell you what the song is about. Oh yeah, this is the part where Jay-Z started fucking rapping. I was like, nah, no funny shit. I said I understand why Jay-Z is who he is. Beyonce is so freaking funny, yo. No funny. Let me just read the first part of the song that Beyonce is singing on, or rapping on, whatever you want to call it, a combination of. She said, "I know my enemy prey on me." You heard that? She said, I know my enemy pray on me, so pray for me. Now, backstory before I say anything else, all right, from the angelical realm. And when I was pregnant with my child, my firstborn, I rebuke any negativity. I was at church, and the man of God randomly was like, everybody, please pray for Beyonce. Please pray for Beyonce. And I literally remember praying for Beyonce, and I didn't even use any words. I just spoke in tongues. And I didn't know why he said it, but we prayed for Beyonce that day. A whole congregation, we prayed for Beyonce. I know my enemy pray on me, so pray for me. Tick, tick, wait on it. So what year was that? I want to say 2014. All right? Not the tick, tick part, just the praying part. All right. Tick, tick, wait on it. Remember I told y'all, I kept narrating that dream that didn't make no sense for me. I seen point of view woman, married woman, I guess, towards embodiment, was chasing after some man. I saw like an Aquarius female that could have been her child. She was chasing after this man. This man was running, all right? Then he went to this building that kind of looked like, I guess, certain scenarios had to play out that I had to see in other people's lives for me to understand the connotation of the dream. He was running to something that looked like a OBGYN, a clinic. And before Beyonce could, oh, excuse me. Because I believe it's Beyonce the dream now because there's tick, tick, wait on it. Before, I guess she could catch him, catch up to him, get to that OBGYN clinic, it's like she didn't see something, she heard something, and she turned her back to see what it was, and it was a bomb about to drop on her head. That is the same dream. That is the same dream. When I woke up from the dream, and I was shook, like, what the heck? And I was shook because I saw the apparition of my ex, but now I know it wasn't technically my ex. It was really more like the Pisces embodiment, a musician, Pisces Leo, a musician in the music industry. And the apparition, when I woke up, I was sitting up in bed. The apparition came towards me like they was pointing a gun at me. Libra embodiment, justice, somebody doing something unjust. All right, because I ain't doing nothing for somebody as an apparition to come to me like that. And I was so shook. I don't know y'all. If y'all don't know my personality. When I see certain shit like that, I'd be like, man, fuck all that. I'm gonna ignore that shit. I was supposed to be like, yes. I'd be like everything the apparition came. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was scared. I was looking at that shit like, what the fuck? Because I was trying to figure what the fuck. I ain't never seen no shit like that. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going back to sleep. When I wake up, that shit better not be still in my room. That's how I was coming about the scenario. All right, yeah, all right. I see y'all in the comment section. So she said, "I know my enemy pray on me, so pray for me. Tick tick, wait on it. I'm keeping down my body count. Why would a married woman talk about keeping her body count low? I'm finessing like a trap bounce. Yeah, I'm gonna explain that in a moment. Because every day above ground is a blessing. Amen. I've received it. Now, I done leveled up, view panoramic. None of my fears can go where I'm headed. Had to cut them loose. Now I'm loose. Break the levee. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about that commercial, girl. Like, because, thank you. I'm about to flood on them. Flood on the sinner. The rain and thunder gonna fall. Gold Matumbo, no sinner. You can't dim my light. Because when we walk up in the club, I need them sirens to go off. Then, the reason why I said go listen to that Terror Land message, because that correlates to what I'm talking about right now. I need them sirens going off. Marine spirits. Mermaid. Get them up off me. Unless you... But also the Orishas, because I know she's of Oshan. They are water-based spirits, and there's one particular Yamaya. She would be that siren to get the off of. Beyonce is in fact not of Yamaya because her firstborn daughter is a girl. You want more insight? Go listen to the Orisha's message. I'm about to flood on them. Flood on the sinner. The rain and thunder gonna fall. Thunder. Thunder. Orisha. Go Matumbo, no sinner, came to my light. Because when we walk up in the club, I need them sirens to go off. Then we can look up at the sky. The tears we cry let us know that we alive. Yeah, yeah. People don't even understand alchemy in regards to tears, yo. That's why I had made the song. Because, and I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew without making the song, the intent of the song, but I didn't know what I was actually doing when I made that song. So, like, all glory be to God. Um, it gave me goosebumps every time. Now let's, cause we're not gonna go past this because of what I don't go. I'm no shade Beyonce. I don't give a fuck what you went through, but like, don't put that on me. Even if you're trying to get me to relay this message to the general public, don't show me no shit. Like you could have showed me a dream or something. You could have shown me a dream or something, bitch. There's no reason. So I ain't trying to be funny. Jay-Z gave her some sort of STD or something she couldn't get rid of. I don't know. Something around in regards to that in her health. Jay-Z was going outside of his marriage to do whatever the fuck he was doing, and then brought some shit back to his home to his wife. And when I tell you the way it was depicted and shown to me, there's some shit that would make anybody the fuck mad. There's some shit like I'm not even like that's all I'm gonna say. So threw up my diamond together we big timing. How ironic. I'm gonna look up what this song was made in a second. Don't make me have to remind you. I got my cup to the heavens. Another night I won't remember. Promise this my mood forever. You know when you get so mad, like when people black out, they get so mad, they don't remember some shit they said. That's how like because like what he did to her, essentially, made her so mad. Promise this my mood forever. Promise this my mood forever and ever. Treasures dancing on the bezel. It's kind of bezel. I don't know if she was referring to that, but I know bezel has something to do with a gun. But anyway, it's kind of feeling. It might not be an actual gun, but like that's how she feel that's the type of time she was feeling like. But let's not forget, Beyonce is from Texas. That is a legal gun carrying state. All right. It's kind of feeling unforgettable. Promise this my move forever. Promise this my move forever. Forever and ever. You heard that. Forever and ever. That's the sound of the price going up. Jay-Z, I don't know if he like, because I'm about to tell you what's going on. I don't know if he wasn't peeping game. I don't even know how this woman finessed him to even get on the song and do a music video. Like, I don't know if this was like he was being controlling in the fact of like he's so controlling that he didn't realize what she was doing. Um, all right, that's the part before Jay-Z started rapping. I'm not reading where the fuck Jay-Z like. So this song came out in 2019. So either in 2019 or any time before 2019, Jay-Z had infected Beyonce. Now let me tell you who was on this song besides Beyonce and Jay-Z. Donald Glover. Let me tell you how Beyonce dark humor, sense of humor is like unworldly. Let me tell you. Because when the song comes up, when you type it in, it says song by Beyonce, Donald Glover, and Jay-Z. Now let's do the abbreviations real quick. BD. Now, no abbreviation for this. Glover. Glove, it represents what? Condom. Jay-Z. First of all, you know, I kept hearing like a tarot reader kept saying, you need to change your name. You need to change your name if you're an artist. And I thought, I'm like, I'm not changing my fucking name. Excuse my name. I'm not changing my freaking name. I didn't know she was talking about Jay-Z. This man literally got a Z at the end of his name, as in Zed. as in finito, as in done, as in beautiful nightmare. Like, God forbid my life. Now let me take it. It's not far fetched. Let me say something else. So when I realized Donald Glover was on the song, mind you, I didn't even get through the song to even hear Donald Glover anywhere on the song. Cause Jay Z started rapping, I was like, the first thing I started thinking about. All right, let's take a moment to talk about Jay Z real quick. Let's not just make it all about Beyonce. Let's not just say all the bad things he did to Beyonce yet. Jay Z, because I was doing channel messages in regards to SNR messages for Beyonce. We're gonna get into it. All right, we're gonna get into it. So, oh my gosh, no, he didn't. Oh, ooh. Peep Game. This song from 2019. I don't know when certain people got together the relationship, but Peep Game. Donald Glover's artist name initials are DG. DD, DDG. DG. That's all I'm saying. Now, because the way Beyonce do alchemy at the expense of others is like, yo. Anywho's, this is what I'm saying. I'm seeing different perspectives of this scenario. So, as soon as I seen that Donald Glover was on the song, the first thing that came to my mind is like, I was like, oh my gosh, is he gay? Because like, I always thought it, but I never like really went to go look into it. So I was like, let me not just say he gay. Let me go look it up. So I go look up Donald Glover's sexuality. Donald Glover publicly said that he does not want to label his sexuality and his preferences because he just don't know. He like what he like. He like, so he's bisexual, pansexual, or something like that. Although he does not want to put labels on. So Jay-Z literally fell into the trap. Literally. So, and then there are too many songs, Lemonade included, God forgot my life, have mercy, where Beyonce has consistently told the general public, including Jay-Z, I got a vendetta with this man. Beyonce literally saying she got a vendetta with her freaking husband. And that she will take her kid from that man and live a happy life at his demise. We know Beyonce to be very hush hush and quiet, no pun intended, in regards to things that she does in her life for the most part, unless it has anything to do with her performing. All right, and my only question, it's a rhetorical question. My only question is, Jay-Z, are you that controlling that you ain't want you being ignorant to what she been saying, or are you that naive? Is this the realest question? Because like, how did Beyonce trick you in doing a song with Donald Glover? Now let's talk about what's going on right now. Jay-Z was supposed to be incorporated in that Diddy trial. If y'all remember, before people started testifying, before Diddy actually was sentenced, before the trial had started, randomly, some random woman accused Jay-Z of sexual assault, and that case got settled very quickly. They paid that woman off. Then P. Diddy's trial did its thing. Meanwhile, as soon as two females, gave testimonies on P. Diddy in the trial, the same week, Megan Thee Stallion, who I said, because there was a video of Beyonce performing at a concert. Mind you, Megan is signed to Roc Nation. Alright? There was a video I seen of Beyonce performing at a concert, and Jay-Z and Megan were looking a little too cozy, like, to me. They were looking a little too flirty, actually. They didn't have hands on each other. Like, it was like googly eyes, and it just didn't, like, I aspire to be married one day to a heterosexual man. So, like, from that perspective, just looking at it, I'm just like, I'm like, I don't think Beyonce would like this, So the same week of P Diddy trial, two women, the week that they testified against P Diddy, is the same week, new found information of a closed case in regards to Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez had just mysteriously came to the surface. This woman that went from, I'm about to say Baton Rouge, but went from New Orleans to Mama Africa and said, "You don't know me." Because I understand that level of pettiness, because it's not like people be thinking certain stuff is petty, but we don't know what certain people do to you behind the scenes. God forbid my life. When people are being malicious to you and do like evil stuff to you, you don't like. You have all right to be petty. You have all right to do what you got to do. All right. I'm just saying. Somebody don't like that I'm talking about this. God bless my genitalia. Don't let no negative person, especially not no homosexual, say anything negative or do anything negative to me. Anyways, um, Sagittarius can be viewed as an angel in zodiac astrology and stuff like that. And it's like Beyonce wants y'all to know, like Jay-Z came to her like he was an angel, like I'm gonna take care of you. You are my love. This and that. Their whole time, this nigga just doing wild ass shit in the background. That and then because she married to him, ain't no married woman of that stature gonna be like, yeah, this man, he infected me. God forbid my life. Ain't no married, no real genuine women gonna come up like and be like, ain't no, because traditionally them back in the day mamas, and she got a back in the day mama. You know what I'm saying? They tell you stay with your man. They tell you if he God forbid he beat you, he mistreats you, he infects you, stay with that man. Don't let nobody know what's going on, man. Fuck all that. So Beyonce was like, no, I ain't gonna embarrass myself. I can agree with that. I ain't gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna put it in the music. And this dumb ass nigga just gonna, excuse my language, gonna incorporate himself in the songs and in the music with the pansexual gay man in the feature. I'm like, how did Beyonce get this man to himself? To himself, like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so basically the premise of the song is to let you know Beyonce has had a long term goal in regards of getting rid of her husband. She don't even love. I can't say she don't love him. I can't speak to that, but she don't give a fuck about that man. For whatever he put her through, she do not give a fuck. And my first question is, if they divorce or something happened to that man, I wonder who she gonna get with. Like, no, seriously, because like, you got to go from Jay-Z. I mean, to go from Jay-Z. First of all, in regards to finances, she can never go. She can never go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume she's gonna pick somebody else. Like, is it gonna be a Caucasian man? Is he gonna be the music industry or somewhere else? That would be very interesting to see. All right, let's go to the third song. Mind you, these are the three songs that came on shuffle. I like this song. This is just like I'm not gonna talk about that. So the third song, which was actually the first song when I channeled it, because I told y'all these songs is not in order, they're in the opposite order of how I heard them. But this is the way God wants me to channel the songs to y'all. Beginning the song, she start pointing fingers. You, you. First of all, let me take this moment to talk about something real quick that have nothing to do with Beyonce, but kind of. I just realized, because I have the Netflix app, I just realized that in regards to these like big budget movies that y'all see in the movie theater and stuff like that, I don't know if it's in regards to, I feel as though, in my own biased opinion and theory, that some of these directors, executive producers of these movies have the ability to do these big budget movies, but they want to do movies based on celebrities. But if they was to do it in that way in big budget movie production, they probably get a citation. All right. So what I've noticed is, if you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I've seen it on the Netflix app. A lot of these celebrities, you wondering how Netflix keep getting all these scripts and manuscripts to make these movies. Some of these writers, directors, etc., are basing TV shows and movies based on these celebrities because they either personally know them or know what's going on in their actual life that the average consumer would not know, and then they turn them into Netflix movies or Tubi movies or whatever you want to call it. Because I was going through some Netflix shows. It was like new shows or For You or something like that. God forbid my life, and I'm just like, yo, this seemed like a play on. I'm like, they trying to Bluefish series. God forbid my life. They trying to Bluefish series these celebrities. Anyways, so the song starts off. She keeps saying you. Like she's saying I'm letting them know. I'm letting them know. I believe this is from the saga. This Sark song from the saga when she did the Lemonade song. Also, yeah, God said yeah. This song was from 2016. Looking for revenge. Awesome at 15. Awesome at 16. Playing dirty, not clean. God forbid my life, but cheers to the freaking weekend. Cheers to that, yeah, yeah. By the way, side note, you know this Drake and Rihanna collab. We was all here for that. Great song. I believe that Drake. I don't know what was going on. All right. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. God told me when this, like, it was a lot of channel messages coming through. God was telling me that. I don't know if it's because of Beyonce, but just hear me out. Drake is a Scorpio. Rihanna's a Pisces. Two of the water sign placements in the bindings. The only other sign missing there is what? Cancer. Zodiac and binding. So there's somebody in the industry. Now, Cancer is also what? A maternal sign in zodiac astrology. Just like what? What's the maternal zodiac signs in astrology? Excuse me. Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces. So essentially, I was advocating for Rihanna and Chris Brown could have worked out, but somebody did spell work on that relationship, so it didn't. And Chris Brown became that domestic violence abuser that we know him to be now, where he gets rageful. But I don't believe that Chris Brown is a rageful person. I just believe when spell work is being done on his life or career, it makes him a rageful person. And that's why that relationship couldn't work out, because it was just too much public humiliation. Drake has said so many times that he wanted Rihanna. Now, what I've heard about water signs dating water signs, because those are like really spiritual. That's a lot of water. There's a lot of spirits. There's a lot of stuff going on. You gotta be really in tune to be a water sign dating another water sign, because that's a lot. There's a lot of emotion. And then, not to be rude or anything like that, I can't speak. Drake has a different kind of lineage than Rihanna. And what I learned about certain people from different backgrounds who are minorities, especially when they come straight, I don't want to say in a racist way, but like straight off the boat. God forbid, rebuke, no yachty. So when you come straight off the boat, there's certain things spiritually in regards to people's lineage that tries to attach onto certain people so they won't prevail, God forbid, on my life. So like Rihanna and Drake could have worked out. Word. But anyways, God forbid my life. Now, I don't know why. All right, I'm gonna tell you why I think so. Somebody was doing so. Drake and Rihanna could have actually been a it couple, but someone was doing spell work. So like, I'm not. I don't know this to be true. I don't know if this actually was going down. But if Drake and Rihanna ever sexually got together, somebody was trying to do spell work that way. If they sexually got together, they would have like a terminal illness. All right, because with them water sign embodiments, and I have a theory in regards to water signs and their lineage, and them possibly having witches and wizards in their family lineage and ancestry. That cancer embodiment, somebody want to give like either one of them cancer or something, even if it was benign. It's like one of them or either both of them got a whiff of that or experienced that or had an epiphany about that, so the relationship could not work. Now, what I'm going to say about Drake is such a gentleman. He had hope for the relationship. Rihanna was like, nah, fuck off. I don't know how, what happened. Something Rihanna, like, had some sort of epiphany about in regards to what I'm saying here. Now, Rihanna was like, oh, no, I'm not getting sick for nobody. I don't care if the man not doing it himself and trying to, like, even if she loved Drake, even if Rihanna loves Drake, she said she not getting sick for nobody. She's not putting up with no struggle, no pain, none of that. Drake was very, very, very hopeful because if you even look in regards to music, yes, Drake does make music about a lot of his lovers. The respect he had for Rihanna, the respect he had, all right, it was in regards to him being very hopeful that they was gonna get together one day and she was gonna be the one, maybe even possibly marry her, all right, and and then you got the whole Drake, obviously Drake, and then Jay-Z possibly wanted to marry Rihanna too, but that's a whole nother scenario, and and a whole nother theory, because I don't want to say that was what was going on now. Rihanna dodged the bullet on that one. Now, bezel, and if you know bezel in regards to deities, God forbid, rebuke, have mercy. Anywho's, if you know, you know. Now, so now Drake was very hopeful that him and Rihanna was gonna work out. Um, so this how do I say it? That story about that girl went online and went viral. I don't know if they gave her hush money or whatever the case may be. And she was saying that like Drake would, after having, excuse me, it's about to go down. Somebody's going through some shit. Anyways, not me. When the woman had went online saying that after they had like sexual relations, Drake then went in, to his own domain in another room, and the condom that they had used, because like I said, he's a gentleman. He's a smart guy. He's not just gonna be raw dogging random females. He's put hot sauce in the condom. So if you don't know, Drake is into divination in his own kind. I don't know what, but that hot sauce in the condom thing, that's because of, that's why I'm saying Beyonce has something to do with this shit. Because Drake was doing divination on Rihanna's behalf, so that one day, no, to like basically like put an end to whatever he was trying to get back with Rihanna. But there was someone doing spell work on the relationship, and Rihanna like fuck, no, she's like, I'm not getting it for nobody. So Drake was doing divination on her behalf, and his behalf, so that one day they can get together and be together, and they wouldn't have that issue. So like that sauce in the condom thing he did was a variation of that divination, all right? Because that type of sauce is very prominent in southern states like Texas, even the Orleans. Anywho's, so when you seen Drake just start attacking Rihanna and her baby daddy, it's because like y'all don't know he was doing divination on her behalf and his behalf because he thought they were gonna be together, and she went for someone. No shade, no shade. I'm not saying she don't love that man, but that was not her number one top contender. Is all I'm saying. So like to Drake, it's like, how could you leave a relationship that they could have had? He's doing divination for her. He's doing divination so they can be together. He going out his way with somebody. No shade. The what saves Drake is his father, because his father is melanated. All right, so he has melanated genetics. All right, but you know, in regards to Beyonce and her mother lineage, what he was doing was not no easy task. All right, and just for Rihanna to go, I'm not advocating for either side. I'm just narrating the way it needs to be told. And for Rihanna to go and be with an ASAP Rocky, hmm, hmm, rocking on your man, rocking on your babe. Drake was offended, and honestly, from that perspective, I understand. I understand. Like, I don't want to go through it, but I understand. Like, that is type. But it's one of those scenarios. It's like I'm not mad at Rihanna neither, because it's like, be sick for who? Be sick for who? But essentially, Rihanna did what Beyonce wanted her to do: be with a man that is not really of her statue, not have that it couple relationship. And she was fine with that because she was not getting sick for nobody. Now, Beyonce, channel message song, sorry, I ain't sorry. I was joking with God, but in all actuality and seriousness, Beyonce, I ain't talking to her, but I'm talking to God right now. Like, I don't know. This is what I'm saying to God. I don't know if Beyonce knows if her demise is to come, or she really don't care, or she just like a scorned woman who don't care, because the amount of incriminating things she be putting in her music is wild for her to be doing. Because just like these rappers, they be taking to court and they be reading line for line each lyric. Could you imagine somebody going suing Beyonce in court? This is why they be selling out, by the way. Could you imagine? I mean, if you got it, it ain't tricking if you got it. Like, could you imagine trying to sue Beyonce for doing something, and then you be like, I got the evidence, and they be like, all right, show the evidence, and they just play, sorry, I ain't sorry. Oh my god! Like, no, for real. In all seriousness, could you imagine? Like, yo, I see y'all in the comment section. So let me read this song real quick. She was pointing fingers, talking about you, like, and it's in a chant of the three, by the way. So she's saying this verbatim, like she's not like she needs y'all to understand that she ain't sorry. She said, Beyonce said she ain't sorry, she ain't sorry. Beyonce saying she's not sorry. Beyonce saying she ain't sorry. Beyonce saying she ain't sorry. Beyonce saying she ain't sorry. He's trying to roll me up. He's trying to roll me up. What is that a reference to? First of all, that is most definitely, we know Rihanna to be a smoker. So, all right, because this has been something that's been going on. Rihanna herself, in some sort of way, whether directly or indirectly, has been telling me, um, if Beyonce know you are an avid smoker, she does divination work where you would either get into psychosis. If this is in regards, you don't like you, she's doing divination work against you. She'll do divination work if you're a smoker to, God forbid my life, have mercy, where you will either get into psychosis or something about fainting, like fainting, because whatever it is, it's a death spell. I'm not even gonna hold you. God forbid my life, have mercy. That theme has been coming up for so long, and I didn't know what it was. And anywho's, because like it's like she wants to use that smoke in regards to like dehydration. God forbid on my life. He's trying to roll me up. Now, if you ever heard of like drill music, Chicago music, they be like, what's the word? I want to use this one specific song. What lyric is that? I haven't listened to drill music so long. I'm hearing. God, they like don't say that song. I don't. Oh my gosh. all I'm gonna say is like when you roll, you know how like disrespectful rappers. Let's say something like I'll roll you up in a Tuka blunt, smoking on your dead homie. That's the vibe. God forbid my life. But he's saying he trying to roll me up. She's saying there's a man. She talking about she talking about Jay-Z. She's saying he trying to roll me up. She's like Jay-Z trying to take me out of here. I need y'all to know this. And she said he basically Beyonce trying to let y'all know he started this. He's trying to take something away from me, and it could be her life. She keeps saying I ain't sorry because for whatever her plan is or was, the long term goal of hers, she needs y'all to know she is not sorry. She's the type pull up to the funeral of that man with a smile on her face. I need y'all to know this, all right? And if she don't got a smile on her face, it's all for public image, all right? He trying to roll me up. I ain't picking up. She said I ain't trying to hear that. Headed to the club. I ain't thinking about you. this like anybody like they Jay-Z like I got an appearance to go to. What's that word? Say that. It's that Chief Keef. I keep hearing Chief Keef. What the? I'm hearing earned. The first song I heard was "Earned It." The second song I'm hearing. Do me a favor, say that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like that's what she's saying. I ain't thinking about you. And the funny thing about that is, she is most in fact thinking about. If Beyonce got beef with you, God forbid my life, have mercy. She is most certainly thinking about you. She will tell you, I'm not thinking about you, I'm not phased about you, but the whole time she really is. Mind you, nah, I ain't gonna talk about it. Alright. 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 I did a video in regards to Leo, fifth house placement, being narcissists. Alright? People have said people with Leo, fifth house placement are narcissists. Now, Beyonce is a Virgo, right? Your sun sign, sun, in regards to Leo embodiment, right? She might not have a Leo fifth house, right? But listen, her sun sign is in Leo. She's an entertainer, and she sings and or raps. And that's how she expresses herself, fifth house placement. That narcissism comes out when she does her music and she performs. Me and my ladies sip my Douce cups. I don't give a F, chucking my deuces up. So, deuces is like bye. God forbid my life. Deuces is like, first of all, when did that Chris Brown song come? Say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye to her. Yes.
I was gonna ask if you want any
You just put those right there. I like a good thigh high.
Yeah, I figured.
I like a good thigh high. Just put that there. Thank you.
Throw them out. I was like, let me ask.
Oh, thank you. I thank you for the gifts. So yes, that how do I say it? Yes, deuces is like I'm leaving you. I ain't thinking about you. I'm out. I'm gone. And I've been saying, like I'm gonna reiterate, Beyonce has been plotting a long time to get away from Jay-Z. All right, I could just imagine. No shade, no shade at all. I'm gonna use this example of Nicki Minaj. You seen when Nicki Minaj was dating Meek Mills? The Meek Mills was gathering people up to make fun of her, go against her, all types of stuff. Whole time ain't no Nicki Minaj had her bodyguard recording Diddy and him doing sexual acts or just the sounds of them doing so. And although she did not release that footage to the general public before them Diddy trials happened, she sure did. This is to show you what I mean by long-term goal of getting away from this thing. And You're not just gonna do what you're gonna do to me and think I'm not gonna get my lick back. That's basically what she's saying. Chuck my deuces up. Now, so this is why I say that dark humor, because deuces is like, bye, I'm leaving. Deuces also, peace on to you. Kumbaya, peace on to you. Yes, we're in love. Yes, yes. And the whole time she's like, I'm getting rid of this nigga. Like, so like, the prominent people that Beyonce and Jay-Z be around, conversate with, party, all types of stuff. You can only imagine the vast amount of information. And mind you, Beyonce don't even get on the internet and really talk to common folk like that. So imagine all the years they've been married, and including when they were dating before getting married, for however long that was, because the general public would not know. Imagine all the information Beyonce has accumulated. Probably just got in a safety deposit box somewhere in Cuba. I'm joking, but I'm just saying. I'm teasing y'all, But like, no, for real, in all actuality, like she probably know a lot. Anyways, she said, "Suck on my balls, pause. I had enough." What is that reference to? Teabagging. Tea. What's the tea? She knows something. This song was only published in 2016. Look at what it's 2025. Look at what has been coming out, and because she's married to that man, she cannot publicly come and she can't publicly come out to the general public and be like, "F this man," da. She know public image. You gotta stand there, look cute, do what you're doing. Your man might look bad, but the general public, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you might look good too. But I mean, now it's kind of like, because Jason Lee didn't try to get into this scenario, try to make a paint her out as a bad picture. Now I don't know if it's true or false, whatever he's saying, but I'm just saying this is what happens when you associate with yourself with people who are not good people. Then you get sucked into. Let me not say that. Suck on my balls. I had enough. I ain't thinking about you. That was the spell. This is the spell. She keeps saying, I ain't thinking about you. The whole time she's in the back, she's just taking notes. Taking notes. That's why I'm like, her dark humor, her sense of humor, outwardly. Ooh. Ooh. Middle fingers up. Put them hands high. It's a smooth fu because like no. Wave it in his face. Tell him boy bye. Tell him boy bye. Tell him boy bye. She said, I'm be with my girls, I'm be with my friends who are gonna, cause you know how females do. A nigga don't do you no good. Remember that girl song with the Destiny Child and everything like that. So it's like that whenever her and Jay-Z get into certain, disputes. I'll say that. Then she'll go over with her female friends who are going, whether they know what's going on or not. Cheer her up, put her in a better mood. But then you get to the part where she's talking about middle fingers up, put them hands high, wave it in his face, tell him boy bye. That guy, that Jay-Z, guys, whatever he was, it might be younger men involved that Jay-Z was messing with. She like, don't bring that to my house. Don't do that in my face. Beyonce saying that she's married to Jay-Z. Why are you effing on different men outside the marriage? If you don't get out of here with that. That she keeps saying, I ain't thinking about you. That part of the song where she keep reiterating that, I'm telling you, that was the spell. That's the spell. She needed this man to not be in the know that she was plotting on him this whole time. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Fourth Amendment, very significant. Fourth Amendment, very significant. This is all allegedly channel messages. I'm just an intuitive reader. Now, this is the original message I was going to talk to you about. before I say anything about this message, so at around the age of 7, I had this one prophetic dream that I've talked about a lot on this channel and platform, the places in regards of. I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. I had this one dream. This is like I am now able to have an amazing dream life, a very fulfilling dream life that helps me in my reality. But when I was 7 years old, having like these prophetic dreams, and I don't know if it's because of my lineage or whatever the case may be. When I have these prophetic dreams previously, they'll be very, very scary. And imagine at 7 years old, I'm seeing having these scary prophetic dreams. I remember like, God, oh my gosh, I don't like this. I like, etc., etc. So I was scared to dream for a very long time. And that is the premise right there. It's like somebody didn't want me to be in my destiny basically because I didn't know this is what I was gonna be doing today. So in the dream, for a very long time, I didn't understand what the dream meant. It wasn't until the year 2024 these dreams started to make sense. And now in the year 2025, I'm just finding out I had a prophetic dream about Beyonce. But it correlated to me because you go back to the SNR message when I did the Drake and Beyonce song 16 Carriages, and Drake's Summer 16 song. Those two songs talk in different perspectives of what they went through as being industry children, because there are some people who are just born into the industry. All right, it don't matter if your mama and your papa is not in the industry. There's somebody in your lineage who is like industry light, possibly affluent person, and you just inherited, you know, being in the industry, right? The other variation is people who are groomed to be in the industry. That's a whole completely different thing. That's why there's certain people who are in the industry you can't really take out, you can't do nothing to them because they were literally born to the industry. Their birth chart literally said they of the industry, etc., etc. You don't need no say so. It don't matter what you do. Any industry you go into, you're gonna excel in that industry. Amen. I received it. I put it down because I ain't get to that yet. Um. So let me tell you what the prophetic dream was. The dream starts off. I've spoke about this before. The dream starts off. Um. It's a point of view dream in a vehicle. Vehicle has to do with your spiritual life, your home life, and your career. A man of God told me this, and in the dream, it was like the woman was traveling with her family, and now this is making a lot of sense. She's traveling with her family on the road at night. Now we know Beyonce has her moon in Scorpio. This is why when Beyonce does or previously came into the dream state and I didn't know who she was, it's because she has like this veil over her where you wouldn't know is her. Or she'll do a point of view in the dream so you can see what's going on through her lenses, I guess. Yup. So in the dream, it was at night, and there were street lights on the road so they can see. Lights are significant in that kind of way of enlightenment. The father was driving the car, the mother was in the passenger seat. There was a child, a sibling, behind the father figure, Aquarius placement, and there was a woman behind the mother figure in the car, just observing the whole scenario. Now, I need you to know the passenger is always the observer of the situation. All right? So, indicating, because I'm not just going to talk about myself, I'm going to talk from the point of view of Beyonce. Beyonce's mother, whatever was going on, her family dynamic, knew what was going on, knew what her father was doing. Beyonce was observing how her mother, maybe her relationship with the father, what she said, didn't say, how she responded, didn't respond to certain things. What is known for sure in that dream is that her father is the reason she's the celebrity she is today. Her father literally ensured that she would be Beyonce that we know today. He did everything in his own power because for whatever reason, within his destiny, he knew he was supposed to do this. Now, his tactics, I don't know. His tactics could be questionable, but I don't know. He was leaning on that path. But it was saying that her parents played a pivotal role into her being who she is today as a celebrity. Now, if it's Beyonce observing her mother, Beyonce learned divination from her mother. But her father, in regards to business, is how she was taught. She learned two different things, separate things, from both of her parents. In the dream, the street lights went off. Everything was pitch black dark. The woman was left alone in the car while the Aquarius female sibling that is supposed to be Beyonce because it's just symbolic of her celebrity status. Her father and her mother were all kidnapped, hijacked out of the vehicle, and left her alone by herself. Mind you, I had the dream when I was like around 7 years old. So, from the perspective of a 7-year-old, how can a 7-year-old legally drive their own vehicle? You can't. Somebody, I don't know who, somebody, and it's a parallel message that I understand now. Somebody wanted to, first of all, because you see, Matthew Knowles is no longer her manager. I don't know why that reason is. Her mother, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what happened with that. But it's saying like almost, the parallel message is like, Beyonce had an extended period of time while under the dominion of her parental figures to learn from them because one day they are not going to be here on this earth. And she needs to learn good enough because when they leave this earth, it's just that Scorpio embodiment, that pitch black darkness. She don't need to like go into depression. She don't need to not know which way to go, be confused, do the wrong thing. Because if she learned good enough from her parents, because Matthew Knowles had, in regards to her career, has done a lot. All right, regardless of what kind of man he is, because that controlling factor, that could be the reason why he's no longer her manager, because he could have been a little too controlling. All right, because the person who drives the car is the person who's in control of your life in the dream state. So at some point in time, Beyonce had to take control of her own life, her own home, and her own career. All right, and all of this could have been done by her own being, like her own being, like honestly, because God was like, divine intercession. You need to learn to do these things yourself. Your mama is not going to be your husband. Your daddy not going to be your husband. They can't carry you for your whole life. They're not going to outlive you. God forbid my life. Have mercy. So there's that. There could have been a scenario when Beyonce was younger where someone with evil intentions could have tried to take her parents away from her, but it did not succeed. All glory be to God. Because they had very important roles in her life for her to be who she is today. Regardless of if her father is very controlling. Now, second part of the dream, we're going to use the narration of Beyonce in there because I didn't know this was. I'm going to explain why I know this is Beyonce in the dream and how it correlates, and I understand how it could resonate to me. So, mind you, I had this dream from perspective of being around 7 years old, not being able to drive a vehicle legally, right? These people was hijacked, kidnapped, whatever the case may be, God forbid, in my life. You know what I'm saying? Have mercy. Some way, somehow, even being left in that vehicle by herself, on foot, traveling, embodiment is what? Sagittarius. Beyonce, some way, somehow, found the exact location where these perpetrators had taken whatever they had tried to take from her. That could be her parents, that could be her career, that could be her life. So, mind you, she traveled and found the perpetrators, but in order to travel, she had to do that Sagittarius embodiment. I don't know if that's a Nicki Minaj. I don't know if that's her husband. I'm gonna say her husband. I'm gonna say her husband. You know what? And the more, if you think about alchemy wise, I don't even think Beyonce don't like Nicki Minaj. I don't think Beyonce like don't like a lot of people that be having beef with her or she be having beef with. I think usually the people she be beefing with, because you seen how like Nicki Minaj tried to get, it was Nicki Minaj, JT, and Beyonce in one scandal or whatever like that. The rap girls was beefing, and it's just like Beyonce ain't saying nothing because she understands alchemy. So all that happened really because of Jay Z, because Jay Z is Sagittarius. Let me show you how alchemy works. Jay Z got a problem with Beyonce. All of us, we might not know because that's in their household. Then all of a sudden, all these Sagittarius just start beefing with Beyonce because that nigga acting like no shade. All right, because it don't make no sense. She was cool with Nicki Minaj. All of a sudden, she's not cool with Nicki Minaj. Like, all right. So, anywho, and I think there's like something going on in the industry right now where like people are like are seen to be acting a fool, such as Nicki Minaj, but it's really more to the scenario. I don't think Nicki Minaj and Beyonce are actually beefing. I think they got like an inside joke going on. Nicki Minaj knows how people view her husband. Beyonce knows how, so interesting, knows how people view her husband. They might got an inside joke going on. That's all I'm gonna say. So like they're indirectly trying to get some shit done. Anywho's, so in the second part of the dream, Beyonce finds this location where this whomever had tried to take her shit away from her, and she hid behind this big rock, this big stone, and I was watching. It's so weird. I was watching. I had to watch a cartoon. It was called Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was teaching like it was showing like a lot of these anime. They show you like spirituality and divination in a different kind of way. Did you use it in cartoon format? And they had something called like the main character has something called a spirit gun. Mind you, I'm gonna address this right now because I don't want to show y'all my fingers for real, but like I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Not trying, you know what I mean, but I ain't trying to see it. But God forbid my life. Um, I didn't know what was going on, and this will only happen in certain times, or I'll be talking about certain things, I'll be doing certain things. This will happen where like my skin. I know this is root work. I know this the cause is root work, not by my own design, because I do protection work for myself. So now, first of all, the hand that it's on is what? I'm like what? My right hand. I don't know why I just looked at it like that. It's on my right hand. Now, in African spirituality and culture, your right hand is is a thing. In regards to me, it's a Venus placement. My hand will tell me. I literally have a birthmark on one of my fingers on my right hand. Your hand, your right hand will tell you a lot of things. So when this started happening, I knew somebody was doing root work on me. And back to sender, ho, never to be found again. Now, don't come to me with that fuck shit. But like back to this narration. Um, I was trying to do the dishes, and I turned the water on, and literally the sink, the spout just like flew up. So yeah, the pipe, yeah. You could still use the sink, but put it on low water. Mhm. Y'all just seen two different variations of divination, alchemy just now because I started talking about this topic. All right. I started talking about this topic, and I'm just paraphrasing like this. I started talking about, all right, let me start with the first thing first. Um, Aries embodiment. Somebody tried to project some sort of negative intention towards me. I don't know if about doing this message before I even did the message, before I even knew I was going to do the message today. And literally, the spout, something about the itsy bit, because while I'm doing 16 carriages, it was something about a spider. So the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Literally, literally, I guess like Beyonce music started playing. All of a sudden, water spout of the sink just. This is my react. Like this is my response to a lot of things. And I just be like, and I was like, that's the exact reason why I need a man in this house. Anywho's, and is now that's that unevolved Aries, in regards to chaos manipulation. All right, but no, I ain't gonna say nothing about that now. And then as soon as I start doing this message, an Aquarius comes to me and give me two gifts unexpectedly. It's not even. Anywho's, that I just showed you two different variations of divination and what it looked like with somebody doing divination on you, and then how God alchemized that situation to give you gifts. Ninth house. Anywho's, ninth house placement. Now, I was talking about that cartoon, Yu Yu Hakusho, and they were showing when the guy first got his first spiritual gift was something called a spirit gun. If you, I don't know about in regular churches. I know y'all know what the catching the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit is. If you go to certain, I could say prophetic churches, even in different type of divinations in regards to minorities, you learn, especially in the, I'm gonna hold you, especially in the Chinese, Korean, Asian cultures, they fully understand that like movement is energy. So like you'll see people like when they like trying to rebuke evil and stuff like that, move their hands a certain type of way, move their feet a certain type of way when they like praying on people, like for with good intent. So in the show, they shown the guy who had the spirit gun. They taught him if he just points somebody with his own hands in the variation of a gun, the energy from that, the spiritual energy from that, would take his enemy out literally with the same power force that an actual gun would do. And if you're very very talented, this is a real thing. So I'm seeing this stuff on my hand. I saw this stuff coming on my hand the other day, like a day or two ago. I'm just like, oh, I happen to be taking my enemies out. All right, bet. At first, I was tripping about this shit. I ain't tripping about this shit no more because as long as whatever need to get done, get done. I don't care. At least I'm not out here, buying guns and bullets. God showed me it's a different way. Especially, all right, all right. So, so in that same cartoon, he did some more training with someone who was more advanced than him, and instead of just doing, he was only when he learned the spirit gun, they told him he could only use it once a day. All right, because that amount of energy it took to do so was a lot. After training with a experienced trainer, he was able to learn a move where he can basically do the equivalent of a machine gun, I would say. So Beyonce probably learned her gifts very young, and it was depicting when she found who was doing whatever, trying to take whatever from her. It's like symbolic of that one spirit gun. It's like Beyonce got one spirit gun. Like she can do something once a day or something like that. That's her gift right there. Like she can do something at least once a day in regards to her divination, in regards to her enemies. That's her capacity. In the dream, there was a warehouse, and there was two men that had left. I'm telling you now, Beyonce, this church that has prayed for you, myself included, these dreams that I didn't have, I know I'm doing this message, but God as my witness, if you have ever in your life used your mouth, used your divination to try to attack me, my life, in any type of way, my career, it will not end good for you. I just needed to say that. Now, so Beyonce finds Beyonce finds the perpetrator in this warehouse. You can't see who the two people are. The two people leave out. Very significant with this message, right? Alchemy. And you don't see who they are. You can just see like the aftermath. They leave. You don't know who they are. Two people. They could be talking about her parents. If they're not talking about her parents, it's something about Aries and or Aquarius. Or yes, all right. So let's do it. Let's talk about it. It's not Aries and Aquarius. It's the embodiment of what was going on. Somebody was doing. It could be her parents, or it could be an outside third party. Somebody was doing divination against Beyonce and her destiny. All right. So she wouldn't be who he was, and it could be indicating this is something that was happening when she was young. I'm talking like Star Search, where the Talent Search, wherever that show was. Excuse me. Um, I don't know. I'm not that old. No shade. I'm relatively young. So like, but for me to even know that and see that kind of content, give credit where credit due. And mind you, not even looking for that content. I don't go look when I do these SNRs. I usually don't go and look up anything research unless it comes on like my For You page or etc. etc. And I find interest in it. So, so she finds the place where her she basically she that long time ago she gained her shit back. Now the father figure was everybody who was kidnapped, hijacked from that vehicle, her father, her mother, her destiny, they were all blindfolded, hand tied to their back. They wanted you to feel like you ain't have there was nothing you could do basically. The father figure was hand tied to himself. So that is significant that her father had the large role of whatever I'm talking about right now. And then her mother and her destiny was tied together. Hmm. Hmm. God, can I get some clarification? Because I'm trying to figure out who the perpetrator is in this woman's life. Not for me to really, I don't really care for myself, but it might give me some insight on something else. So, like, let's see. Because why was the father not tied to her? Ah, it was your daddy, the guy who was driving the car. This man who don't publicly speak about what he believe in. So your daddy was the problem. But God used that same poppy of yours, no pun intended, to bring you a fulfilling career. You see how God works? So, but let's see what's going on. So, ooh, my goodness. So in the dream narration for Beyonce, Beyonce unties her only. Beyonce chooses. I guess Beyonce had a path in regards. She had to choose either her mother or her father. Beyonce chose her mother. You can see that in real life timing because Matthew Knowles is no longer her manager. And you see how, no shade, but let's like facts is facts. You see how petty, you see how hateful to a certain extent her father is, because once she let him, immediately after she let him go of that contract, he did any and every interview he could talk about how I made Beyonce great. All right, give everybody else the tools and how to. And you know this, I'm not trying. This might not be too far fetched. As soon as Beyonce let go, my pinky finger just started. Pinky finger, you know, Chinese. That means like fuck you, fuck off, fuck you, and I tell that man fuck off. Because no, call a spade a spade. If you ever watch this Beyonce album, call a spade a spade. If you know, you know. Now, Matthew knows as soon as he was terminated out of his management position with Beyonce, and you know how, like, because you know a long time coming, because like let me talk about it from my own personal perspective. Not gonna say personal, but let me talk about from my own perspective, because Beyonce is a Virgo. Virgo symbolically in the industry are handlers. Beyonce having her own label, having her own, you know, artists and stuff like that is not out of the ordinary. Virgos are handlers. Virgos are the people that enlist people to do shit. Virgo manages. How you gonna be a Virgo and having somebody else manage you? And this is where, and I can't, now you can't say I'm reaching. Now you can't say I'm just making stuff up, because I literally had a dream and the father was in the driver's seat while Beyonce was in the back seat of the car. Beyonce is not a child anymore. This nigga wants so much control over her life. How could you, as a grown man, after making all the money you made off of your child, that I'm pretty sure she ain't have a problem with? Very family oriented. Very family oriented. I understand respect for parental figures, you know, especially if you're from where they're from. But where was that? Like, shout out to Solange. Shout out to Solange, because when Jay-Z wasn't doing what he had to do, that whole elevator, she was standing on business for her sister. All glory be to God. I'm not saying Matthew Knowles is the worst person in the world, but all I'm saying is if y'all could, if your sibling, I'm not saying she has to advocate for everything, but I'm saying her, if your sibling or people, you got people close to you that advocate for you in that type of way and manner that Solange did when that elevator happened, where was that same energy for your father? Yo, every time I take this out, I feel like I'm playing like, not like a flute. It's like I hear kazoo. It's like every time I pull this out and I say, it's like drops my. It's like, God forbid, my life have mercy. It's like, oh, that's why he said what he said. Thank you. Excuse me. Let's do it again. Hold on. Thank you. So in the dream, Beyonce, all right, Beyonce mother and her destiny were blindfolded, and their arms was tied together back to back, like separating the woman from the man or something like that, or somebody wanted to cause separation in your family or whatever the case may be. This could be indicating that maybe Beyonce grew up watching her mother, and maybe Matthew Knowles has stepped out a time or two within the marriage, So maybe it was normalized in her family that cheating, you still stand by your man. That could be another narration. Mind you, I'm just saying what channel messages. I'm just saying what I'm told to say. All glory be to God. So she says she said something in one of them three songs. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Mood Forever. And she said something. I don't remember what she said. I'm like, Ola Dumare. I'm like, oh, I people. Cool, cool, cool. Anyways, so let me tell you what Beyonce did first. Like I said, she had to untie and unblindfold her mom. I guess Beyonce living her life because, as you know, Beyonce's mother was married to Matthew Knowles for a very long time, and then at some point in time, a few years ago, she had divorced Matthew Knowles and then got into another marriage. I'm not gonna talk about what happened in that marriage and why it didn't work out, the second marriage, but you see a common theme. Let me go on further to say this. So we talk about Matthew Knowles possibly cheating, all such and stuff. Like, ew, get your dusty off my butt. Like, us. All right. This is the thing about history, right? History in any type of connotation, especially in regards to genetics. And your firstborn child, Beyonce is not going to just go marry, date a man that is gay or likes men or is bisexual or is pansexual, wherever the case may be. No pun intended. If because you're not supposed to marry your father. You're supposed to marry somebody who has the good characteristics like your father. But if Beyonce marries somebody who, even if she loved, does some fucked up shit to her, that means correlates to her daddy. Whatever was going, yes, God said yes. Whatever Matthew Knowles was doing in that marriage with her mother is what was trying to transpire in regards to her own marriage. Why they were so approving of her being with that man. Because let the record show, Beyonce had a whole other lover before she met Jay-Z. Let the record show, while in that Destiny Child girl group, it's not necessary that they didn't let Beyonce date, but even if she was dating, we didn't know who them people was. But when Jay-Z came, Matthew Knowles claims he don't really be into all this stuff and he don't publicly talk about what he began to divination. You married a Creole woman. You don't marry somebody without doing your research first. Let's start there. It's not so far-fetched that Jay-Z came into the picture, maybe wanted to date Beyonce, however so that happened. As the manager, yeah, what I'm about to say is correct. God's saying is correct. Alright, I'm going to tell you exact what happened. Jay-Z, however so, came to Beyonce, wanted to date her, wanted to deal with her in some sort of way, whether he knew he was going to marry her or not. What Matthew Knowles did was he went into divination and looked into who Jay-Z was going to be in the future. Are you going to be profitable enough for my child and that I can make money off of this relationship? He could have looked in divination, seen he might be into something else. That certain scenarios was going to take place. He did not care because he wanted that controlling factor over his daughter. Because whether she stayed with that man or not, he believed that he was going to continue profiting off her. Period. So, like I said, Beyonce, before saving her mother, and we don't really even know if she really saving her mother in this dream because She have other mother figures in regards to them Orishas. So Beyonce doesn't go immediately go save her mother. She goes to go save that what was supposed mind you in the car. Mind you in the car part of the dream, the beginning part of the dream. It was an Aquarius embodiment like a sibling or something like that. But the sibling was sitting directly behind the father. You peep again. So basically her father was trying to hijack her destiny. And then there's the parallel message. She watched her mother go through a whole bunch of bullshit and not necessarily standing up for herself. Because when children grow up and get older, from their experiences, what they see around them in the home, sometimes it manifests, in their love life. God forbid, I rebuke in the mighty name of God, the negative connotations on that. My feet is like, my right foot is buzzing. Uh, so, that Aquarius embodiment that was in that car at first, that was hijacked, then in that portion of the dream was no longer an Aquarius. It then turned to the polar opposite side, that is Leo. It was a Leo woman. What is Beyonce? An entertainer. So Beyonce took control back of her destiny and became an entertainer. Right? So this means all this stuff I was talking about in regards to her father and everything like that, even though now Matthew Knowles is no longer her manager, when she was like in Destiny Child or during those Star Search, Talent Search, this is when this is when her calling, her destiny has started. All right. Her father started it with what he was doing behind the scenes. But when she started performing, she got more into her She took her destiny back because, God will deceive the enemy, even if the enemy was her father, because he was only getting a percentage of what she was making. Now, not to be funny or anything like that, because I mentioned Jason Lee and how he's just been like really bad mouthing her. Not saying he's wrong or right. I'm saying the guy saying he's not. I'm sorry. Like, even if a lot of what Jason Lee is saying makes sense, are we forgetting that this is the same man who threw a drink on Hazel E? Even if I don't even like Hazel E like that, even if I don't like personally like her personality, or I don't know her, you know what I'm saying? But let's not forget this is a homosexual man who threw a drink in a woman's face. So his regard for women, I don't care what he says, is really not that. And then having the audacity to talk about women just furthermore showcases that. Man, entertaining for whoever that's entertaining for. Don't get confused by the propaganda that somebody's trying to put on the LGBT community, because that shouldn't be what is idolized. Shouldn't be idolized at all. Anyway, so Beyonce gets into her destiny, but all right, this is what I was about to say. Jason Lee was talking about Bad Mouth and Beyonce, talking about, her PR team isn't marketing her right. People don't people viewing her this kind of way because et cetera, et cetera. People can't relate to her because this and third, whatever. Like, honestly, with the information via this channel message right now, it wouldn't be that far-fetched even if Matthew Knowles is not her current manager, that how royalties work. Oh, all right, I was about to say, it better not stop recording. How royalties work. If you're under contract, Matthew Knowles, you telling me Matthew Knowles, who had this controlling outlook on how he managed his daughter, and was handling all the paperwork for the most part and the legality of things for a very long time. You mean to tell me you don't think he put any incentive where he would still be receiving royalties, even if, God forbid, to him, from his point of view, Beyonce like let him go? You don't think? And if Beyonce learned anything from her father, she probably knew that he would have royalties in regards to a lot of stuff that she was doing. So when you're seeing Beyonce do certain things in regards to business, and she's not marketing it in a certain type of way, I wouldn't be surprised it's because her father is still getting royalties off of it. So would you promote something that somebody that you no longer have working for you is going to receive money on? No. Anywho, now she had untied her mother. She had untied her mother. That was so. She trusted her intuition, and she became a performer. That's one. Two, she untied her mother. That was the second thing she did. That don't necessarily mean she helped her mother. That don't necessarily mean she saved her mother. No, what that means is she saved herself. She realized at some point in time, when she was in whatever time period of her being a performer, that her mother's ideals in regards to marriage, because two is in regards to your second house, in regards to marriage, finances, self worth, she realized her mother's ideals was not that. So she had to figure out what her second house meant to her outside of her mother, and that would be fourth house. Anywho's, after Beyonce untied both of them, herself, her mother, so it's a correlation. All right, so I was gonna say it, but like I guess I'll say it now. Beyonce's mother did a binding spell on her. Beyonce's mother was doing the hair, making the outfits, clothing line, because she seen what her husband was doing. But her husband was profiting more out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew Knowles, for the duration he was like managing Beyonce, had a lot of influence in regards of all of their finances, and could have possibly tried to withhold, and in regards of like being manipulative, I'll say. So, because that's the only reason why I can assume that Beyonce's mother would look in a jealous or envious kind of way, like, oh, you're making too much money off my daughter. Why can't I make money like you too? Because if you're in a prosperous marriage, what's his is yours, what was yours is his, and why would you be envious of the man of the household, the provider, that's supposed to be helping finance you? This is what I was about to say. I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew Knowles was giving his wife allowance and using that as like a manipulative, strategic type of thing, tactic. Correct. And she was very, very mad about that. So Beyonce, poor little Beyonce, God forbid, was basically like, I don't want to use that terminology. All I'm gonna say is Malcolm in the Middle. There's this connotation in regards to that show, Malcolm in the Middle. I think it was the last episode when Malcolm, the main character, was graduated, was about to go to college, and I think the mom had did a whole bunch of shit or something like that, a whole bunch of weird shit. I don't remember what it was, but like at the end, she gives this whole monologue. Like she said, do you believe you're gonna be like the president of the United States? And he like, huh? She said, we all believe in you. We believe you're going to be the president of the United States. How do you not know we really believe in you, that you're going to really take it far? She's like, henceforth, that parent that you see a lot of parents, especially like if you see like athlete moms, them athlete dads. Shit, I forget my life, no negativity. Those you'll see that's a perfect example of them parents that be like, I brought you into this world. You're gonna do this. You're gonna profit from it, and I'm gonna be there. Not only like as like in that embodiment of like you did this, you went through it, you trained, you did all this stuff to get where you at, but it was me. It was me. Give me the glory. That's kind of like what her parents had going on. They just had and was having her in the middle of it and their romantic life also, and it's just like weird. And then mind you, the mom, we know her. She's the actual one with the lineage. This is Matthew Knowles from Alabama, like this African American man from Alabama. Oh my gosh, because I had to go do the research, but Beyonce mom, the one that is of Creole descent and got like she had Creole descent. I think it was like I don't know if it was like Swedish or Sweden or something like that. It was a Norman country. She got African. She got a lot going on in her genetics in regards to ancestry. All right. So I'm not surprised to know like she was into divination, but the fact that she was doing a binding spell to her child. Beyonce said, "Fuck that, don't touch me." She broke the binding spell with her mom. She she became an entertainer. This happened while she was a performer entertainer. Now, like I said, so after she untied her mom, skedaddle. Beyonce was like skedaddle. She left the scene in the dream. As soon as she left the scene in the dream, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. So I see a baseball machine. Like when people go to like the batting cages. So this has something to do with Lemonade, around time of Lemonade, all right? The song that she had made. I see when people go to batting cages and they learning how to play baseball, or they not learning, but yeah, learning, training, and they have like a baseball machine that throws the ball. Why the fuck that baseball machine was through a brick? Just one brick. A brick. A brick. You know how hard a brick is? Yo. You know how heavy a brick is? You know what a brick made out of? First of all, let's start them right here. Brick is significant so many things. One, masonry. Now, a lot of people say in regards to masonry, you can't be a female and a mason. Before I was at the age of accountability, before I turned 18 or 21, I promise you I've met a female mason. I ain't gonna say nothing more about that. So whoever advocates talking about you can't be a mason and a female, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. Now, it is true, most Masonic groups are majority men, but there are so many different other groups out there you don't know. Now, brick is in regards to Masonic group, all right? That's a different type of level. Alrighty now. Why the baseball machine, instead of throwing out a baseball, threw out a brick and hit Matthew Knowles in the face while he was blindfolded? Now, a lot of y'all know there's authoritative figures that are Masons, such as people in law enforcement. So there's something that happened in the judicial system to Matthew Knowles. It could be in regards to that contract that was terminated, and he felt like a brick hit him in the face. Now another narration outside of masonry that brick was talking about cocaine. That's all I'm going to say, and that was the end of the dream. Now, let's talk about what I actually want to talk about. All right. So I'm going to talk about, this is what the original message was going to talk about. Because that same dream correlates to, I didn't know, was in regards to, I didn't know I would have a prophetic dream about Beyonce being kidnapped or held hostage. Now, I'm not saying this is like a future reference. I'm talking about it already happened. Mind you, I had the dream around the age of 7. Had the dream around the age of 7. I say significantly older than me. Now, keep that in mind. Beyonce and Alicia Keys have a song. I don't know what it's called, but like y'all know it's like "Say You Love Me, Say You Love Me, Put It in a Love Song." Somebody don't fuck with somebody. Out of the two of them, somebody don't fuck with somebody. And it has to do with colorism. And you know, not to hate on Alicia Keys, very talented, very beautiful woman. You also see the sister wife dynamic she got going on, but we ain't gonna talk about that today. This is actually quite embarrassing of her because, like, for her to be that talented, I did not know she was a colorist or anything like that. A closeted colorist at that. Because it's like it's giving this energy and vibe. I'm channeling it right now. The energy vibe is like, how dare you be melanated and lighter complexion and pretty? Bitch, fuck you. Don't touch me. Ooh. They married the bald head man. Now, Common, he cool. Is it Common or Swiss Beats? I don't know why Common just came into the chat like that. Anywho's. So, I saw, this is what prompted this whole message. I saw a, interview that Matthew Knowles did, because you know Matthew Knowles running around doing interviews, telling the industry secrets of how he made Beyonce successful. Wow, that's really gonna, wow, because you know the intent behind that is like, if you're not gonna have me as a manager, then I'm gonna tell all the secrets of how I made you famous and popular, so other people can be famous and popular, more popular than you. Legacy already been made. Like, what are you talking about? You're like the biggest hater. God forbid in my life, have mercy. So I saw the interview. He basically, the interviewer was asking her, what happened to Beyonce Alicia Keys song? What happened to the music video? We saw clips of the music video. Where is that? I didn't even know this was a big thing. People have been asking about this music video, very like inquisitive about this music video. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, so I'm like, all right. I didn't know it was like really hyped up. Somebody was doing something behind somebody's back. We're gonna talk about it right now. Out of all these people I just named, somebody is behind this, was behind that shit. All right, and it could be more than one person, and that's the soul of now. As Matthew Knowles narrates, it kind of with a chuckle for something very serious, like very serious. If you, I'm not playing. Go look at that interview when Matthew Knowles is explaining what happened to Beyonce that particular day, and tell me he don't got a smirk on his face. You can't. So he says, basically, they went to the rivers. They went to Rio, Spanish country, to do a music video. Beyonce and Alicia Keys went there. Matthew Knowles, the manager of Beyonce, decided he was not going to go to that event. A manager who manages somebody and is your father figure decides not to go to an out of country music video. So he also narrates what happened was, usually, and I'm gonna use an example real quick. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has went to maybe not real, but he went to a Spanish country also to do one of his music videos. And Matthew Knowles explains in his narration of what happened to Beyonce that label executive, managers, etc., know when artists go out of country, because it don't matter if you're in the United States of America or a different country, there's a hood everywhere. And supposedly when you go to these Spanish countries, you have to pay off the gangsters because you be on their turf or in their place of business, and you have to ask for permission. Michael Jackson is an example of they paid off the gangsters and everybody was cool. Whoever on Beyonce team, for however long, because Beyonce was not no kid when this music video was done. All these label executives, your manager, etc., all these people who've been doing this type of job for years and decades, just, oops, we forgot. We forgot to pay the gangsters. just all of a sudden forgot the rules of conduct when doing music videos in another country. Mind you, Alicia Keys was part of that music video, so we could also add her in and her people into the group of possible suspects. Oh, she is shook right now. Anywho's, have you ever seen Alicia Keys and Beyonce with each other after that music video was never aired? Yeah, somebody had some harsh words to say. Anywho's, they didn't pay the gangsters. They shooting the music video, narrated by Matthew Knowles. He said he receives a phone call that his child is in distress because she is now being held hostage with Alicia Keys in a basically I don't know I don't want to say third world country, but in a Spanish country of Rio, because y'all didn't pay the gangsters. When I originally tried to do this message, and I kept trying to do the message. I tried like 5 times trying to do a 10-minute message. Doing a 10-minute message 5 times is 50 freaking minutes. 5. Oshan. God. Ola Marie also. Anywho's. So it's like somebody really went out their way to inconvenience somebody. Somebody really went out their way to inconvenience somebody. Somebody really went out their way to make it seem like they ain't have nothing to do with some shit they had something to do with. So, Matthew Knowles said he gets a phone call. Mind you, that the person who even did the phone call to Matthew Knowles need to also be looked at as a suspect, because why were you how did y'all let Beyonce be taken hostage, but also was free enough you didn't get to but also was free enough to go make a phone call to the United States of America to Matthew Knowles, who was supposed to be there anyways, as her manager. Anywho's, called Matthew Knowles and said that, like, listen, Beyonce been, kidnapped, taken hostage. We need to get her out here now. Like, we need help. Woo! 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 And the angelic realm is coming through. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of different energy. It's not just even the angelic realm. I'm not even trying to be funny. Nah, because you think Beyonce mad, like, whoo. So long story short, Matthew Knowles said, like, with a smirk on his face, like, he said the first thing I did was I got her airlifted out of there, and that's history as you know it, and the music video was never aired. I ain't gonna hold you. I could be a manager, but even like, even if I was like, even if it wasn't from the perspective of Matthew Knowles being her father, if I was a manager, if I was an executive producer doing a music video, Beyonce was held hostage, and then they had to get an airlift. Well, I've been like, roll them cameras. We gonna use this footage in the music video. What you talking about? But honestly, in all seriousness, like, the thing that's cared about the most is ensuring the safety of the child, right? So he said he got the airlift. Why, when I was doing the message, and I kept saying Matthew Knowles got that airlift, that's what he said. He got that airlift for his kid, because he said he ain't playing about his kid. My right foot started buzzing. Something, and God kept saying Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Now, I don't know Matthew Knowles' zodiac sign, but Sagittarius is Beyonce's husband, zodiac sign. Take that information, what you need to do with it. Mind you, I just read, from the lyrics of Sorry from Beyonce, and she said he's trying to roll me up. But Matthew Knowles called the airlift to pull her up. To where? Anyways. So Rio, right? It was the place that they went to, the country we went to. So God wanted me to mention something about the movie Money Heist is very significant in the character of Rio. Something about a Spanish country, possible Santeria. Santeria is in correlation to those African deities and orishas. Something about a miracle, very significant. God also want me to mention, before I say what I'm about to say, um, Aaliyah and Left Eye. What happened to Aaliyah and Left Eye they was trying to do to Beyonce that day? Aaliyah, airplane. What kind of country was she in? I really don't know for certain. I feel like it's a Spanish country. I'm gonna leave it at that. Left Eye. She died how? In a vehicle? Sagittarius embodiment? In a Spanish country? Alright. There's also a notion, I've already said it, but like once Drake had bought Aaliyah's catalog whenever he did that Enough song and stuff like that, it's like somebody has had enough of this. It's like Drake be kind of like, I don't, directly or indirectly, like Aaliyah be using Drake to troll Beyonce. Take that information, what you need to do with it. Aaliyah was a Capricorn, mind you. Aaliyah was a Capricorn, mind you. But like I said about these sun sign placements, peep game. In regards to the music industry, I'll say this. Usually the first ones to get sacrificed, if they do any type of sacrificial ritual, is a Leo. Now, Capricorn, if you have Capricorn in your birth chart, you are an industry person. Depending on your placement, is if they try to take you up out of here, or if you're gonna remain and stay and have a legacy. Because Aaliyah is a Capricorn sun symbolic of Leo, they got up out of there. So whether that was from Beyonce or not, just know it was going to happen either or way. Now, something about Matthew Knowles, embodiment, Capricorn, Virgo. That's not his zodiac sign, just embodiments, because industry handler, Capricorn, Virgo. What Beyonce is. I keep saying this in regards to people who be talking about destiny swapping and doppelganger energy. You can't destiny swap. You can't destiny swap. You can't doppelganger with nobody. And you a man, and the other person is a female. It don't work like that. And then another reference in regards to that. If you ever seen the Netflix movie Behind Her Eyes, mind you, I've seen that reference in regards to put your body on my body. Shit, God forbid, on my life. Now, have mercy. If you ever seen that Behind Her Eyes, thank you. I'm just saying. Well, about to do. All right. So in regards to that Behind Her Eyes movie on Netflix, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Basically, a woman befriend a man. They friends, cool. They get into divination, astral projection. The man tricked this gay man at that. This gay man convinces the woman to do divination with him so they can astral project. And the gay man actually wanted her man, the woman's man. So the gay man tricked the woman into astral projecting, and then he astral projected, and then and tried to put his soul, his consciousness in the woman body and have them switch places, so the gay man could be with her spouse in that female body. And that's what we're seeing today in regards to no shade. This is why laws have been in place, because it's like y'all confusing the children. God forbid on my life. Y'all confusing the children, telling them they can do sex changes early before the age of 18. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, I ain't about going to rant, but it's like somebody want to be you so bad they want to be your skin, and it's just like, no. Especially if it's a gay man or a man, it's just like, no. Something about fourth house placement, Sagittarius embodiment, very significant. The number 4 in regards to protection. What I will tell you, Beyonce, is your mama ain't want you to be with Jay-Z. She actually wanted good for you in regards to marriage. It was your father that insisted that you be with that man. And whoever the record label executives were at the time, when you went to go do that music video in Rio, they was the one, they was a part of trying to make you a sacrifice. All right, that's the message. Stay blessed.